Hello, I am back. I got very embarrassed and self-conscious, and I got really paranoid that people would see my video that I know in real life, and they did. And then I deleted everything, and then I undeleted everything, and then I put everything back on public, and now here I am. So I love Black Country New Road. I think they were I chop and change between what's my favourite band. I'm really bad with like picking favourite for anything, but Black Country New Road are definitely up there. And I think For the First Time is one of my favourite albums ever. I love Ants from Up There, but I think For the First Time is my favourite. It's just a completely different sound, and certainly not one that they're ever going to return to. Even though I usually like sort of folk music, and I feel like what BC are doing now is a bit more closer to what I would usually enjoy. So I went to see them live for the first time when they were doing a tour of their Ants from Up There album, only they cancelled it because Isaac left, so they rescheduled it, and I saw, I think, the first like installment of songs from live at Bush Hall, and I really enjoyed it, even though I did actually faint during the concert. It was in the Pink Room in Manchester, if anyone knows it, and it's very stuffy, but I had a really great time. I went to see them live a second time, I think a couple of years later, and it was a lot of live at Bush Hall, and a few tracks from what I presume is going to be on this album. I've recognised a couple of titles, even though the songs don't have titles in the concert, you can ascertain it from the lyrics. So I'm excited, but a little bit nervous because I listened to Besties and I didn't love it. That might just be like a first listen, like, oh, this wasn't what I was expecting. But I didn't dislike it. I didn't think it was like a far cry from what I expected, but it also just didn't hit me straight away like some other songs have. But I know this band are often seen as a grower, so I'm going to listen to it within the context of the full album and then decide if I like it or not. I think whatever they do, I'm going to listen, I'm going to support it. I've already bought tickets to the live concert in September without listening to this album because I presumably will love it or like it enough to watch them live. So I'm really excited. I am excited. I've got a little bit more energy now. This is cringe and embarrassing, and it's fine. I just have to own it now. And then I'll talk a little bit more about whether I'm going to just do a video and drop off the face of the earth again, or if I'm going to do some more at the end of the video, if you're interested. But without further ado, let us begin with Besties. I do really love George's voice. I love all of the voices, but George's pretty good. A song I made, yeah, it's a song. I'm gonna read something that's good, just enough. Fill my cup, get me up. You make me love, babe. Yeah, I know what's expected of me. Wouldn't want it any other way, 'cause this feels bestie girl. I love Lewis as well. do love it. I do love it. Yeah, that was lovely. I've listened to it a few times, and I think each time it just wasn't quite clicking too much. Although maybe I'm just trying to get more out of it than I need to, because that was, sorry, my cat's going crazy. That was great. Like I said, I love George's voice. I love the harmonies in the background, and as I understand it, this whole album is going to be just the girls singing, which is a nice change because they all have wonderful voices. I know some people feel like the band isn't the same band without Isaac and his trademark vocals and lyrics, like I got pissed on the bus stop. But I think that this adds something. But it's a 6-piece band, 7-piece, 6-piece. Like they do all have their own strengths and everything that makes it the band that it is. I don't think it's just Isaac, although I understand the argument for it. I think the girls all have really strong voices individually from what I remember from Live at Bush Hall. I really love May's voice, or I loved her 2 songs at least. But I don't think we heard Georgia sing on Live at Bush Hall, but I did hear her sing in 1 or 2 tracks at the concert that I went to, and I love that. Themes of the song, I saw the music video, and it's like, it was quite a cute music video, and it seems more like a pretty simple message. These are best friends and they're going through different stages of life, and everything changes and people move on and have their own mishaps and stuff, but at the end of the day they just want to be with their best girlfriends. And the song, I'm not so sure that the song is just about friendship, but yeah, I really love it. I don't have too much to say about it. I can't judge about the choice of that being a single without listening to the whole thing, so we will do so now. Okay, next we have The Big Spin. Me. This is like the traditional backcountry road thing, just taking you different places and chaos. I love it. Oh, wonderful. I really like that. I love May's voice, and it's just really nice to be hearing that, like I say, that typical Black Country News sound of just you going this way and then that way and then this way and then that way, and then everything sounds like, I was about to say it sounds like a bunch of people in a room with separate instruments. Obviously that's what music is, but do you know what I mean, in that everything feels like people are in their own little sections, and it's not quite, everyone's kind of on different beats, but it's all working together in just this unique way that I think Black Country Road does. I'm struggling to pick up on the lyrics too much, so I'd need to go back and listen with lyrics in front of me. I love that line, "You fetch the apples and I'll bake the pie." It reminds me of, there's that Fleet Foxes song where it's, what is it? Yeah, if I had an orchard, I'd work till I'm sore, and you'd wait the tables and run the store. I think the big spin means just like the big planet spin, the big spin, years passing. Yeah, I love that. It's very grandiose. It's very grandiose and it's very quirky and it's very theatrical. And that's exactly what I was expecting and hoping for. Moving on now to Socks, which is a very strong title. So let's give it a listen. Tyler. And all the world would laugh and loose their socks. How many cases of words am I being upset, doing fine? I'm having a whale of a time. Maybe easy, just believe me that our life holds a life no life has held before. Maybe I speak in a way that makes it seem like I was born yesterday, but I'm not afraid of it all. Free color, but it's all in the shadow of the light. Outside to some pass, all things must pass like life is good, and I feel understood. Do you? If you dare, let me know. And now here comes the chorus for when all is said and done. What's left is easy. Just baby, believe me that I'm alive. No matter which one you choose, baby, you're always gonna lose. That was crackers. So exactly what I was talking about on the last track and the track before that, just the song structure and just figuring out what the fuck is about to happen. Again, I would say May's my favourite vocalist of the three from what I remember, and then Georgia and then Tyler. But Tyler's got a beautiful voice as well. I feel like in some ways she's kind of closer to Isaac than any of them, if that was the comparison you wanted to make. She has this kind of waily, wobbly quality to her voice while still being very, obviously, technically strong. And I feel like again, I'm only going off Live at Bush Hall, but her songs I felt were a little bit more vulnerable than the ones by the rest of the band. They were just a bit more personal and about regrets and relationships and that kind of thing. So she's kind of filling that gap in a way. I really, really love that. And next we have Salem Sisters. Silent days are balanced. Laughter from below. Had a path that I traced for to reach my final place. I believe in a dream. Quail thighs grilled on both sides. To the song that I wrote of the pharaoh on a boat. But between the house lie whispers, they hung like on a tree for all to witness. Curtains for our Also bonkers. Once again, I'm struggling to catch all of the lyrics, but I caught the motif of being burned, which I assume is related to Salem sisters. And she's at a party, and there's this creeping theme of flames, you know, engulfing you. So it's like, it's such a bright, like cheerful, you know, that kind of dizzy piano, and then the lyrics are a little bit, sounds like she's anxious and paranoid and in danger. So that was really interesting, and I love the little vocals that come in from, I don't know if it was both May and Georgia or just Georgia, but I really like that. And just going in tons of different places that I cannot predict when the drums are going to kick back in, or just instruments that you wouldn't expect or assume to put in there just trickle in from the corner, and it all somehow works. It's fantastic. So next we have Two Horses, and I think this is a Georgia song that I did hear when I went to see them live. I think I remember really enjoying it, if it is the song that I'm thinking of. So let's find out. So pretty already. This is the song I'm thinking about. Wow. She has such a lovely voice.
Have I finally found a man to lean on? Will you help me and my horses on my way through night and day? Hold me next time. I've chicken as he's sleeping. And through the embers, I watched him kill my horses. River, river, take me.
That was gorgeous. It definitely was a more straightforward song than the others. I think both for me in terms of how they sounded and the lyrics. I think it was a bit more story driven. What I got from that was a woman is traveling alone, looking for the love of her life and feeling fear that that's not going to happen for her, and then she finally meets someone, but she has this fear that he's going to betray her, and he eventually does by killing her horses, or presumably not literally, but that was a really strong track. Even it doesn't need, as much as I appreciate the chaos, or the curated chaos of the typical Black Country New Road song, with everything going in all different directions, that still had a lot of variety in it to keep you on your toes. But I think the strongest part though was her voice and the beautiful singer. I love the soft whispery parts that come at the end, and all of the oohs. It was really gorgeous. And you know, I love the momentum, like the horse galloping. It was really great. I love that. I think that's my favourite so far. Next we have Mary. Everything's gone a bit westerny suddenly.
Ring at 6, the day begins. She stumbles down the stairway. Porridge on, I won't be long to Dad sat in his chair. Shoves it down, let's take the time to make this week a wonder. Better than the one before, but she knows it won't be so. Her train approaches. Will they notice? Should she miss this one and start the week alone?
I love when they all sing together.
On the way to class, and so it starts. She'll play the jester, pushed around, ignored, let down, and laughs are at not with. So she bites back, but she screams in the shower, lost all of her power. Keep face, she'll leave.
Oh, I love that. That was very sad. Obviously, a girl being bullied. I felt like that could have been a Belle and Sebastian song. They have a lot of songs about kids that are not coping very well, and their peers are horrible. So I feel like that could have easily been performed by Belle and Sebastian. So I really like that. Again, a bit more of a contained song, which I think is appropriate for the subject, and beautiful harmonies from all the girls again. I loved the what I assume is a flute at the end. It was beautiful, and the banjo picking throughout. I think what always excited me when I listened to Black Country New Road for the first time when I was a bit younger, was that it was like nothing I'd ever heard and everything was going everywhere, and it was crazy and it was exciting and unpredictable. And as I was kind of getting at before, that's still great and fun, but I think this band they're such strong musicians individually and as a collective that anything they put out is pretty perfect. And I really, really enjoyed that. We are moving on now to Happy Birthday, which was a single that I did not listen to. And it is not my birthday, but I'm still going to listen to it, so let's go.
Cheer up, child, the world don't owe you a thing. Who bought you that ring? He can't breathe. He's almost dead.
heavy guitars.
Do you make it down the street? City burns like a fire beneath your feet. To live where you live. It's not your fault we don't have truly built your fort.
Big crash. That was great. I wasn't feeling it too much at the start, but I got into it there at the end. Seems to be a song about having or growing up in privilege and with wealth and resources and still being miserable, which I think is very appropriate for the Black Country New Road Band. I think Tyler particularly has very, very posh voice, so it matches pretty well there. So it's a nice bit of self-reflection if that is what it's about. But I think the only thing I'm kind of missing, I'm now kind of picking up on, is that I feel like these songs could be longer. I feel like they could sort of drag out certain parts a little bit more, and I don't know, it's like as soon as something starts to hit, like that part at the end, I wasn't doing a very good job there, but that part at the end, I just felt like they could have maybe like jammed out a bit more, and I don't know if maybe they would do that when they're live, but still good, still very good. Next we have For the Cold Country, which is the third or the other single, I believe, that I haven't listened to either. So let's go. May. I was wondering where the audio quality was. This is very Joanna Newsom, which is a very good thing. Okay, Charlie. Like snowflakes falling at the end. Got ash at the end of a big fire. Ah, that was bonkers. That was really similar to the two songs we had from May from Live at Bush Hall. The Boy and Turbines. I love both of those songs, and a little bit longer, a little bit more patient with building up to the end. This very fragile, slow voice that she keeps quite like a good pace, but she's kind of holding it on her own. And then you get this explosive end, like at the end of Turbines, which I think is the thing that most Black Country New Road fans are looking for. To be fair, I would have been happy with that song if it didn't have that big explosion at the end. I really liked when the audio quality shifted from shit to, decent and the drums kicked in. But I didn't necessarily need that bit at the end to get me going, although I did like the contrast of just how vulnerable and fragile her voice is compared to this ridiculous drumming. That was really good, and like I say, quite reminds me of Joanna Newsom. But yeah, fantastic. I really like that. I can see why that was a single. 3 tracks to go, and we have Nancy Takes the Night next, which is one I definitely did hear when I watched them live, and this was my favourite of the new stuff. I really like this song, and I think a lot of other people really liked it, and we're excited to see how it fared with a professional recording, so I'm really excited. We'll give it a go now. I love this focus on acoustic instruments and strings. It all feels very, I hate this word, it feels very visceral, like I can see them plucking each string. Ooh.
There's a time and a place it is now. Take the smile off your face while you dress like a cow and you're frolicking round. Your legs are in the air and there's pain in your throat. Do you want it? Mother, would you take me? And on and on. The word was dead. I did not want it. It's time, the place it is now. Take the smile off your face while you're just like a cow with your frolicking round, legs in the air. You want it? Oh no, and do you want it now? Oh, just imagine it. Now you kiss the rocks of the autumn eve, left to a fate no one believed. Nancy took the night time. She's gone. I know.
Beautiful, but where's the rest of it? Really gorgeous. I really do love that track, but I vividly remember it being extended when it was live and just packing a bit more of a punch. I still really enjoyed that, and I do understand that they have to, shorten things and make them more accessible and releasable for an album, but I just remember that having a bit more impact when I saw it live. It was definitely a bit more expanded upon. Nevertheless, a very, 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 very gorgeous song. Tyler's vocals are fantastic, and I love the rhythm of that and the pacing. Yeah, really, really beautiful. 2 songs left now. We have the title track, which is Forever How Long, of course. And let's see why it's the title track.
Ungotten the day, it's another cold grey morning. Overs to the wall, and the blood rushing out from the cracks in my head, then merged with the red and amber marsh. The hesitating silence.
Nice.
I make eye contact with the door. We both look away. I move my fingers on the piano keys. The last video I watched told me the pH of my microbiome was certainly causing my blues. The clinical glow from your window. Why don't you get a home run? It looks like a tiny fire is trying to land. It's time to curtain.
I absolutely love that. That was beautiful, and that was really funny, and that was very relatable for a British person. You wake up and it's cold and it's grey and it's wet, and the leaves have all turned into mulch and slippery wetness on the ground, and there's dogs shitting on the pavement, and you're eating baked beans, and you're consuming just bullshit on YouTube shorts about your gut microbiome, and then that beautiful switch up at the end. It was beautiful. I really, really like that. Just everything's a bit mundane, right? But there's still beauty in it. I really, really like that. And we're finally on to our last track. That went very quickly for me, although it's been over an hour now, and this one is called Goodbye, Don't Tell Me, and I'm excited to see how they end it, so let's go.
I tell you I'm here. How was your day? Are you in pain still? Is that why I'm here? I've fallen in love with the feeling. I fell down a hole at a speed at which I do not know.
What a perfect way to end that, especially with the final things we hear being each individual girl's voice fading out at the end. That was really gorgeous. I love that. So that was Forever How Long, and I enjoyed that more than I was expecting because my expectations had been tempered. I think I just wasn't so impressed with Besties. A couple of friends of mine weren't impressed with any of the other singles they heard, and I was just thinking, oh, if they've sort of lost what makes them special, perhaps. But that's absolutely not the case. This was a really gorgeous album. It was very, very up my street. Like I say, as I love Joanna Newsom, I love Fleet Foxes, I love Belle and Sebastian, and there was that definitely that new indie folk vibe to the whole thing, which I absolutely adored. I think Black Country New Road with Isaac is a separate entity to this, but they're both still the same very talented musicians besides one. I think having just the female singers on this record was really a really great choice. I'm trying to think. I think we only heard otherwise Lewis's vocals, and I didn't think they were very good, and I feel bad saying that because I can't sing, but then also he is putting himself forward to sing. I think wasn't the strongest. I still liked his songs; they were sweet. I just didn't love his voice too much, and I'm kind of glad that he's not on this. I don't know about Charlie or Luke, but all these three women have just fantastic voices individually. They're all quite different. Like, I don't know, for me they were very easy to pick apart. And they all each have their own individual kind of styles and modes of storytelling that all blended together really beautifully. There's so much of that classic Black Country New Road shtick in there where everything's moving around with different time signatures and different instruments coming in out of nowhere, and really unusual complex song structures, but also a bit of a mix of that and some more simple and grounded and just technically excellent songs. I really, really enjoyed that, and I will definitely be listening again with lyrics this time as well. I just struggled to pick up on some of them here and there. Also, just to say, I love the cover art. I'd love a poster of that, but I can't seem to find one anywhere. But I absolutely love the illustrations that have come with the main album and all of the singles. I love the art direction. My laptop was about to die, so I've moved to a different corner of the room just to say I do want to do more, and I probably will. I feel like I've got a bit more confidence now, so I will try my best. But yeah, I've been given so many nice comments and suggestions, and I really, really do appreciate it, and I'm sorry that I dipped. I will try and respond to people and actually make more videos this time. But just, I did say that I would probably only do the one video, so but yeah, I do love discovering new music, and it is funny to me that I said I did this in the hopes that I'd discover more music, and I've just listened to two of the artists that I already have loved for several years, but we'll see. So thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think, and maybe I'll see you again.